Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. So we'll be starting the punch.
Yeah, I have the Oba Otudeko story. So the EFCC will be arraigning the former chairman, First Bank Holdings, that's Chief Oba Otudeko, and he's also the chairman of Honeywell Group. Also, the former First Bank MD will be arraigned along with him, Stephen Onosoya, and they attached another company to it, the Anchorage Leisure Limited, and the EFCC will be arraigning them on Thursday, January 20th, for financial crimes. According to the EFCC, the 4 defendants allegedly defrauded the First Bank of about 12.3 billion. But in the breakdown, they had much more than that. They said it was in tranches of 5.2 billion, 6.2 billion, 6.1 billion, 1.5 billion, and 500 million between 2013 and 2014 in Lagos. They said that these parties had framed, forged, as well as arranged, knowing that this was false, certain payments from the First Bank to different companies. They said let me do the breakdown. In the fourth count, they accused them of conspiring to spend 6.15 billion out of funds. They also accused them of pretense that the said sum was representing credit facilities applied for and disbursed to Stallion Nigerian Group. They also gathered this kind of money and facilities that they applied for between them for different companies, the VTech Dynamics Limited, the Stallion Nigeria Limited, and several other limiteds, which are broken down in this, and they will be arraigned for this entire amount of money. I'm just pained because I have deep respect for Chief Oba Otudeko as Honeywell chairman, and I'm surprised that this can be tainting. I hope he comes out acquitted, but I think just being accused of it taints.
There's a lot of accusation that happened. Doesn't necessarily mean it is.
No.
Yeah, the federal government debunks the Third Mainland Bridge damage rumor, and the federal government has debunked the rumor that the Third Mainland Bridge is shaking, describing it as baseless and driven by ulterior motives. The News Agency of Nigeria reports that the message on social media platforms such as WhatsApp and Facebook claimed a part of the Third Mainland Bridge had opened up and the bridge was shaking. The Federal Controller of Works in Lagos State, Olu Korode Kesha, said on Thursday that the message were false and should be disregarded. She spoke while touring the bridge with journalists. The Honorable Minister has directed that I come out to tell Lagosians and Nigerians that there is nothing wrong with the bridge. The rumor is the handbook of mischief columnists, those who are idle and those who think that the political atmosphere is too quiet for them. That is why we have come here. I took my time and I took journalists around to go through the length of through the entire length of the 11-kilometer bridge. We drove around this bridge. We came back and we saw nothing. So they are debunking that we are using this opportunity to tell the motoring public, Lagosians and Nigerians, that the bridge is safe. The integrity is not in doubt.
Can we now Can we sue the people?
Where the news came from?
Yes, they should.
Because they just fixed the bridge
that bridge since we moved here back to Ikeja every day, and I have not seen.
And
I was seeing my beautiful journey.
Very nice.
Nothing is shaking. Anyways, I have the Ogun State Police Command on Thursday said its operatives have arrested a 14-year-old pervert, 14-year-old man. He's a private security man who allegedly defiled a 6-year-old inside the building in the Federal University of Agriculture.
14-year-old.
He's a 44-year-old
pervert,
44-year-old security guy that defiled a 6-year-old inside the building in the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. So the mother, who has a shop inside the campus, went and reported to the incident to the police because she had said that she went to, but somehow, as it was defiling the child, if another female, someone that was passing, a student, saw what was going on and then stopped, the act. The woman had said that she left her daughter in the shop, and then her younger brother in charge of her daughter and the shop, and went to the market. Then, as they were there, that the brother called her, as she was in the market, brother called her and said that her daughter ran into the shop frightened, and he asked what's the problem. She now told him that the security personnel took her to his workshop in another building and put his thing, manhood, inside of her. So the police, they are investigating the matter.
I'm happy that there will be. I'm happy that the man, the lady was
yeah,
able to.
And could express.
Yes, because usually when it doesn't get expressed, the perpetrator continues to do the same evil act to other people. I wanted to quickly take the story of INEC deleting 7,746 deceased people from the voters register, and they said they've been having issues with this thing because they don't have people die and the record isn't synchronized. But now they've been able to take out 7,746 deceased people from the voter register, and they have 12,298,944 new registrants into this process. People, there's a case I even need help in Emir on this person dying matter, because when people die and you don't have anybody that can properly follow through with the case, it's a major crisis. Moving on to the Daily Sun. We need to just take one story as we rush fast. Governors Forum has endorsed the revised VAT sharing formula. We've taken that story. $52.88 million repatriated assets. Tuga engages U.S. Secretary of State over bilateral operation orders. Federal government replies Sanusi tells Emir to keep support to himself. Budget defense. Lawmakers fight over IGP. The police boss says Tinubu has approved recruitment of 10,000 to 30,000 officers. Lokobiri assures Nigerians on fuel availability and quality control. EFCC to arraign Otudeko, we've taken that story. And the defense headquarters also, we've taken that story. Which are we taking here?
Let me just take the repatriated assets. So this is just PR from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. According to the report, the Ministry of Foreign, spokesperson of the ministry, Kimi Ebi Imomoti Timi Eben, if I'm sure she's Ijo, said that the minister Tugo had a phone conversation. Sorry, let me call his full name. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Maitama Tugar, had engaged the United States Deputy Secretary of State, Kurt Campbell, on bilateral cooperation, commending the U.S. for the repatriation of the money, which was proceeds of a luxury real estate and a Galactica Star super yacht that was belonging to our former Minister of Petroleum. He commended that. He encouraged that, we involve technology in, dealing with to transform our digital assets into mutual beneficial venture. And that was what basically the phone call was about. It was a phone call after this money had been brought. I was hoping that there was more, because I feel that, the U.S. having to dispose of those assets on our behalf and then just giving us the cash and then giving us terms might not totally be fair for us. This money, this property had been in their hands, the proceeds has been in their hands. I feel that there will still be some form of benefit corruption-wise to the people who buy them. I feel it might have been undervalued,
All right, so
those who are stealing property abroad, that's
there are two crude oil fuel-related stories. So one is the fact that OPEC has said that Nigeria oil production has dropped, and I think it's important for Nigerians to know, because we have this false assumption that there's a lot of money coming in. However, somehow, based on the people, some people, powerful people within Nigeria, we are unable to meet our quota for production. It even dropped lower than expected in December, which of course would impact on the revenue that we can make from oil. But aside from that, the minister said that there will be availability of products.
At least.
We cannot control price. That is to say, price can go up and go down based on.
There will be products.
But there will be products. Availability will be around. People are also jostling to get. Dangote has created incentives for those that are buying in bulk the petrol from him. So they say people are adjusting to get that products will be available. Price might fluctuate, but there will be products. Moving on to Nigeria.
Look for the price that pays us.
We'll find the filling station. That's the beauty of the regulation. Let's move on to Nigerian Tribune, or is it Vanguard we should take? Let me do Vanguard. I can see more people want to have stories in Vanguard. Major headline, the tax bill. We've taken that story already about the fact that the governors offer a new formula for sharing VAT proceeds. But the federal government to Emir Sanusi, we don't need your approval for Tinubu's laudable policies. And rowdy session in National Assembly as IGP presents 2025 budget. So those two stories, who has...
Okay, I have the rowdy session, and I think it was totally avoidable. So yesterday, the IGP of the Inspector General of Police, Egbe Toko, was presenting the budget, defending the budget before the committee on police, and he was reading from a document which the Deputy Chief of the Senate, Senator Peter Nwanyeboyi, was saying that, what I have before me is different. This was even raised by another senator representing the Pashkin Kanem Kanke Federal Constituency. And when that was called for, I think that the chairman of that committee should have stepped things down and compared the document and given the right document. But he insisted that the IGP should complete or summarize what he was saying. And the senators were saying he's reading from a different document. And I saw the session, the video, and I also read today. It was totally avoidable. You should have stepped things down, confirm the document, ensure that the right document, and then you proceed.
It's just about
But
organization.
then it became a shouty session because one person just wanted to get away. If you're not qualified as a chairperson to lead you, some things are just simple. It was a simple matter, but the senator was then provoked to stage a walkout, after which he later came back into...
I mean, sometimes I'm annoying
yes.
before.
No, but he was calling for the right thing.
Okay.
The IGP can present something different.
So the Senate Committee on Court... the federal government yesterday told the Emir of Kano, His Highness Mohammed Sanusi Lamido, that it does not need his stamp of approval over what it described as laudable policies of the government. The government also told the Emir, who was the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, to rise above personal interest and partisan undertones and prioritize the greater good of Nigerians. This is as a response to what the Emir said at the 21st memorial lecture of Chief Gani Fayomi in Lagos, where he had said that he would not offer any advice to this administration or to the president because on how to tackle economic challenges facing the country. But then they are saying that, first of all, that they acknowledge that he has his right to express himself and his opinion, either in form or commendation or criticism on how the government is being run. But however, they find it amusing that a leader, more so one from an institution that ennobles forthrightness, fairness, and justice, will publicly admit to shutting off saying the truth because of personal interest or imaginary antagonisms. Yes, whichever
Nigeria will move forward.
Anyhow, I'm seeing love with
we'll be all right.
Yes, I do have pressure. I'm partial.
Just to wrap up this one, they are just telling us that in Benue, the butchers are resorting to roasting cows and goats with tires. And medical experts are saying that it is harmful. It is harmful for the butchers and it is harmful for the buyers. Because butchers said that it comes cheap and it makes their work easy. But if it makes your work easy, does it also make it easy for you? You are going.
So I think that was a very good story to highlight. People should be aware. Roasting your cattle or your butchers shouldn't roast their meat with tires. It is poisonous for us and for the environment. That's what we can take on Front Page Review for today. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we go through our stories for today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.